Hey guys, we've been up to so many projects lately that today we needed to get off the dock. So here's a run through of just the basic things we do anytime we need to get off the dock. So here we go. Hey guys, thanks for checking us out. We are Captain Pat, First Mate Alexa, and our swabby, Gilligan the Fat Boat Cat. We've been leaving docks and cruising North America for the past 16 years on a variety of different boats, and are currently happily floating near Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, on our 57-foot Nordhavn, Noeta. Whenever we leave a dock or an anchorage, we have a checklist that we follow to avoid any mistakes or miscommunications. Today, we're going to share that checklist with you as we head out into Banderas Bay.
Hey, hi, hello.
Hey guys, we're off the dock. It might shock some of you, taking a break from some projects, but today we wanted to show you a little bit about what we do to get off the dock. We do have, well, this is our old checklist. This is our new checklist for this boat because...
Well, I'm a pilot. I need checklists. And it's a living document. It's gone through several iterations, and this one will continue to evolve. And it's mostly like any checklist. Some of the stuff we don't need today because we're not actually going anywhere. So like route, well, don't necessarily have a route.
Yeah, we briefly checked weather and tides, but not much.
Yeah. Today's weather check was look out the window. So.
Yeah, we didn't need to put up the Flopstoppers.
Yeah.
We didn't need to put up the ladder, but those
porpoise.
are all porpoise right in front of us. Let me see if I can catch it. Hold on.
We're gonna.
All right, sorry to interrupt our intro, but we have dolphins. Let me show you. Hi! He's a big one. All right, guys, sorry about that interruption.
Yeah.
Dolphins always win. I will always drop a camera.
Well, not literally, but.
Okay. Anyway, like we said, today's episode is about our checklists. We won't be doing everything on the checklist. Our checklist might look different than yours if you have one at all, but we do appreciate having one because it tends to...
It gives us something to follow, and it's really critical. Like if we have a bunch of people on the boat, something interrupts us, we can revert back to that item where we were, because that's where if you don't have a checklist and your routine gets disrupted, that's where the opportunity for error gets introduced. So
we're just trying
super critical.
Yeah, we don't want to have errors, especially as you leave in the dock when everybody's watching. Anyway, so enjoy today's episode, and at the end we'll let you see our entire spreadsheet or our little checklist that we do. Enjoy. All right, what are you doing to get the pilot house ready?
All the circuit breakers to turn on, all the navigation. We found that we have to cycle the main NEMA 2000 backbone, because if it's been on for a while, I don't know, there gets a data backup or something, but the autopilots don't like it. So every once in a while we got to cycle those on and off as well. So everything's coming online, start turning stuff on. The other thing we find that sometimes when you turn it on, there's an update. So
let's see what we get.
Let's see what we get.
You have a habit of touching the names of things that as you go by them. What's that training from?
Airplanes. Just to identify, you always, when you, on a checklist or whatever you're doing, you always, you touch the item when you say it. That way, both pilots, in my case, I'm the captain, so I say like hydraulic pumps on, and then the FO would look and and we both that way agree that that item's been done. So it's just a carryover. I'm just going through making sure everything is on and where we want it to be. Turn stuff on.
Ship's computer down there.
Ship's computer, which powers our display here. Just waiting for stuff to come on.
We don't need to set up any navigation today.
No.
We've done this path
I'm just gonna go out and play.
bunch of times.
See right now, this is our rudder indicator. It's on both autopilots. So I was exercising the rudder yesterday, just playing with it. So now, as you can see, it's zeroed. There's our depth. It doesn't work.
149 feet.
That was 149 degrees.
Oh.
Whenever you see the temperature starting to do weird stuff like that, it's your transducer's failing. So that's where we're at. This is on our haul out for next summer.
This is our main transducer. We have a temporary one in that goes to the Garmin. So we're at 6.5, 6-7 feet.
That's below the keel.
Right. We also make sure the batteries are charging for our headsets. Don't leave home without them. Super important. So those are not quite ready, so we're not going to go yet. Before we go, we also make sure all the portholes are closed tightly and any hatches that might take on water. We don't want water coming in. All right. All hatches locked and accounted for.
All right. Before we go out, just a little engine room check. Battery's 100%. Breakers. When we disconnect shore power, the rotary knobs, we'll turn them off, and then turn the middle one to invert.
Hold on, I have some help here.
Oh,
Seriously?
did you get that on video?
Well, he was playing with the bottom of my camera, sir.
So you got that on video.
I did.
So
At least my camera is moving back. Okay.
put it on here. So just do a little engine oil check. Still good. And just look around. You know, that's the other big thing. It's like a walk around on the airplane. You're just going to look, see, looking for oil drips, leaks. Maybe there's a giant oil leak, and if you're just focused on checking the engine oil, you miss that. When you walk out, last thing I check is the fuel manifold, make sure everything's where we want it. Last thing you want to do is start this thing, you get out of the slip, and then the engine runs out of fuel because you shut a valve off accidentally by walking by it. Transmission oil, you're supposed to check it. Been running, but I just, you know what? I like to see that there's oil in it. Nothing worse than. Okay. We're happy. Then we'll check the wing because we'll run that as well. Does this make my ass look big?
Fortunately, it's a big engine room.
So it does. Wing is happy. Same thing. I'm just looking to see. I just want to see. There's fluid in there. Set the lines. And then snug it up. And then in the back corner, it's our hydraulic reservoir. Level is where it's been. Hydraulics all look good. So we're running, always run port forward, return is port forward. Okay.
So we have fuel.
We have fuel. We'll open the sight tubes just to confirm. And that gives us the level.
In gallons?
Yeah, this is all gallons. There's that. No leaks. No runs, no errors. Now we gotta go take the fender off. I put a fender on the exhaust, especially down here because it rains so much. I just don't want rain getting in the exhaust. It does create the possibility that it could get into the top end of the engine. There's a drain on the bottom of the exhaust stack, but I don't want to rely on that because I could forget to close it, forget to open it, whatever. This is simple $30 fender or whatever. Pop it off.
All right. And we have a little reminder on our keys, so we never do start the boat without taking that off.
I think it would, if we forgot.
Disintegrate?
No, I think it would. There's so much pressure to
Go flying.
go flying off. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not hot enough to melt it yet. But yeah, it'd go ping.
And then, of course, also while we're up here, we need to stow a few things.
Yeah.
We're just going on a bay cruise, nothing crazy, but we still want to make sure things are stowed. So this made on the 3D printer, this is our reminder to make sure we take that fender off. And because we just took it off, I can remove it. And then we also have another visual reminder here on the stabilization, on the stabilizers. They're pinned right now. So that orange thing reminds us, don't flip that until you've unpinned the stabilizer. So let's go do that.
Probably the worst stabilizer on the boat for access. But still, I mean, look at that. You can see everything, you can get to everything.
It's pretty easy access.
So that's pretty good. It's just, it'd be awkward to work on it, more or less.
Sure.
But pull the pin, that's out. Okay, it goes right here for storage. Now that can actuate and move around. There. The owner built this shelf, so there's a little more there. One of our projects is they're off centered just a hair, and we have a centering tool, so we have to go through the exercise and center the fins so they're exactly neutral. 0. They're off probably quarter of a degree or something. I don't know. Not much.
That's
but
enough for us.
Just enough to where I like those pins to just go blink in and out. So.
All right. We have stabilizers. We have extra lines on right now because it's hurricane season. So I'm just right now, before we get totally ready, just getting off some of these extra hurricane lines. They're not really doing any good this morning. And this, which I printed on the 3D printer, can be removed. It just protects this guy from rain. So just getting ready.
Pressure.
Good.
It's running. All right, now we'll go on some stabilizers. That's the main hydraulic pump, and engages it. Just turn the stabilizers on. Now we're going to go check to make sure there's water flow. Water flow. The water, it's cooling water. It goes through a water hydraulic heat exchanger. It's back in this corner. So we just want to make sure that there's water flowing. If not, it'll overheat and fail when we need the hydraulics the most. I just started the wing now. I just want to again make sure we have water flow. So that's it's a wet exhaust on the wing engine. Okay. Shore power. Do a couple things. We'll turn on engine room fans to cool the engine room. And I just go through and turn everything that we don't need off, like the air conditioning system. We don't need. So we will go. Let's leave that in shed. Water heater. I'll leave the water maker on. And anything else. Go down to invert. And this off. So power retrieval's on. Now we're definitely inverting. So we can disconnect the shore power.
And one more thing on our checklist. We got to make sure we get eyes on him so he's not on a dock. So we can go now. He's our last check. Buenos días.
Hola, ¿ocupas ayuda?
Creo que no, es muy calma, muy tranquilo, ¿no?
Muy tranquilo.
Sí. Creo que está bien, solo tenemos estas dos líneas.
Se puede ayudar con una si quieres.
Ah, ok, si quiero ayudar con esto, sí, gracias.
Gracias. And we're back.
Hopefully that gave you a little insight as to how we get off the dock. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and post our checklist. And again, like we said, it's very personal to us. It's things we've added as we've maybe made mistakes over the years, and so we've added it to our list. And not all of it are things that we need all the time, but it's on there just in case, whether
We still refer to it, and then we can just acknowledge, like, all right, we're not going to check the roof because we don't have one today.
Right, or if we weren't at anchor and we didn't
yeah.
have the Flopstoppers out, obviously we don't have to worry about the Flopstoppers. But these are the things we do, and then if we're leaving for good, we have this little list at the bottom that I'll show you, and that means we might need to talk to a port captain, we might need to return keys. Don't forget to put all the power cords back on the boat, those kind of things.
Yeah.
That we might need to do if we're leaving for good. So this was just a leaving for the day or a few days or whatever. But either way, add more things in the comments if you think we ought to have something else on there, or what you have on your checklist if you have one. And hopefully you guys have a great day. We're super happy to be in the bay. We're going to go swim and enjoy it today.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.